Hello everyone, welcome back to Mark After Me. MySpace, I am True, and I'm super glad to have you here one more time. Another new moon is coming, another new cycle is starting, and I'm pretty excited to talk about what everything is coming to a place. But I'm going to just inform you this video will be divided by two, will be astrology perspective and will be tarot perspective at the end. I have to say there is nothing or no is not too much news about this new moon in Cancer because thanks God right now we are not in eclipse. We don't have any effect for now. We still have the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse effect for the past full and new moons, but the transits and the aspects are really similar to the full moon in Capricorn, where if you want to check that out, I will leave the link somewhere else over here, and you can check what actually happened during all of this transit, because we still have oppositions with all of these planets that is in Capricorn energy, and I would say as well the sun and the moon already are conjunction, and it's different than the opposition, but I going to just maybe highlight, and I'm going to be quite more quick than normal because I don't want to repeat myself. I would say that one of the things more important for this new moon in Cancer, plus we know there's going to be new cycles, and Cancer is everything about the fourth house, which is foundation, roots, house and family, plus the womb, plus feminine energy, can be so many meanings, but at this point right now, we have a big influence from Capricorn. We have 4 different planets in Capricorn and are retrograding in the same sign. And Capricorn is everything about reputation, hard work, external influence, and can say to me, really big thing is we are forgetting, we are too much into work mood, that we are a little bit leaving behind this inner caring, that inner perspective, that inner energy, which we need time for ourselves, and we have to slow down the work mood, because we have Saturn in Capricorn, we have Pluto in Capricorn, we have Jupiter in Capricorn, we have so many already condensed in Capricorn that anything emotional state that's related with the heart, we're gonna be run away from it, and we're gonna put our minds at work, which is not a bad thing, but don't take me wrong. If the emotion is gonna drive you crazy and the work for you is quite like relieving and unwind, is fine. But what I'm trying to say here is it's important for you to understand that you have to take a break, and you have to take a little bit of time for yourself to know at what point you are, because you are too much in the work mood, you are too much working towards whatever you want to achieve, or you are starting to work after this break for coronavirus. That is, the time goes so fast that when emotions comes to you and it's a roller coaster, is something from nowhere, you prefer to keep working rather than keeping attention and change the attention to what has actually happened. So I remember that I did this new moon in Cancer like few weeks ago, was the solar eclipse, and I do remember, I'm just going to do like a little summary here. I do remember that I said there was an expansion for 6 months. This is not something that's going to be right now for one day or anything like this. Lunar eclipse and solar eclipse most of the time are energies who stay with us for more time rather than the normal new moon or regular waning moon or full moon. That energies are complete and really condensed with so many aspects that we have in astrology. And don't take me wrong, astrology is a very big map guide, what you can use to map out and understand what actually happened in your life and why do you feel and the way that you feel. So I right now can say, are you enjoying the life how I can say, are you enjoying life how you feel it or how you think about it? Do you actually are in like having your life in the feeling moment or in the thinking moment? And this is something weird because Capricorn is everything: task, reputation, work towards people, or work towards to have, you know, a good status, I can say. And we are being in this mindset of we need to be the best, that we forgot that we have a heart and we need to connect with body, mind, and spirit. We need to don't detach ourselves to just mind related and disregard the emotions and put them in one side, because what actually happened in this new moon in Cancer is it's gonna come back a little bit more intense than usual, is because you are being ignoring and you are being escaping these emotions few times. I don't know how many times you can do it, but if you escape them, probably will become more intense. Remember that Pluto is already doing their thing in Capricorn, which is transformation, which is taking off everything and lay it down and take it off the layers. So think about that. The new moon is a new journey, and it's going to be in astrology all the time. It's a new cycle, something is starting, something that you are being like for a very long time really want to make it happen. Remember that in April or in March, if I am not wrong, we have a very big shift with Jupiter, and the aspect that Jupiter did is just make it for every single 35 years. So you are building a totally new life. You are taking off old habits, but you are taking off everything in a slowly pace. You are having this Capricorn like, I am on the task, I have to repeat myself over and over again, and I need to take it off this lack of discipline. I have to carry on. I need to pursue this because it's what I actually choose. I choose to become better. I need to open new doors with new keys. So because you are in this journey and you are stepping ahead 1, 2, 3, 3,000, you need to put the heart as well in every single thing that you do. You can't leave behind emotions without attended. You cannot ignore and don't listen to it. So be careful. Because right now as well we have Mars in Aries, which is not a bad thing. Mars in Aries also, I have to say that everybody is really scared about Mars in Aries, and you shouldn't, because right now even if it's squaring so many planets, and please check the last video that I did in full moon in Capricorn, because it's squaring like Jupiter, Neptune, I think it is. It's going to be squaring so many planets that you probably feel overwhelmed. But for another side of the story, if you are able to grow up from this section in your life, for this moment in your life, if you're able to step out, if you're able to grow up, you're gonna be brave. Like, you're gonna become more brave, more courageous, more a fighter and a warrior, because that is where the symbol of the Mars it is. And check this out, it's not just Mars in Aries, it's Chiron too. And Chiron, you know, depending of how you're gonna see it, is the wound healer. Chiron have the history, I really like it, from the Greek mythology. I really like it. He was a teacher, he was a philosopher, but also was a healer. But ironically, he couldn't heal himself. So Chiron is always gonna sound bad for some people, but I do think this is a very subjective thing. And for me, Chiron always bring the bad and good, and always is gonna give you what is the middle point. Chiron is in Aries right now. Will be with us as a community for over, I think, 7 years. So we'll be leaving Aries to come back to Taurus in 2027. So get used to it, because Aries have something in Chiron, I love it, is you are gonna find your voice. You are gonna find this unique way to express self by yourself. And not only that, will also remind you how strong you are, how warrior and fighter you can be, and remind us that we can achieve whatever we wanted to achieve if we are able to articulate the words that we want, if we are able to speak what we don't want to do the stuff, if we are brave enough to confront problems, regardless of what we really wanted or what is. Remember, I just want to do a little thing. Chiron in Aries is plus Mars in Aries. For me, is a hero mode. Is a hero mode. Like these two together, when they go for it, when they go to like to fight against the wrong or to fight against the bad, they normally win. So I really like this perspective when Chiron and Mars, both of them are in Aries. Mars in Aries will be for 6 months, which makes something quite weird for astrology, because normally Aries stay in Mars for 6 weeks, but in this case it's gonna stay for 6 months, which is totally no normal. And Chiron is gonna stay with us for over 7 years. So the blend with these two for the next 6 months is a way for you to train yourself to actually feed yourself with that self-encouraged, that take a leap of faith, believe in yourself. It's remind you how much you can articulate from your body, from your voice, from your artistry, the way that you have to put it in the world, and how much you can fight for what you think is the best, for what do you think is what is fair for all of us, what is fair for you. And I really like it because as a society we need that kind of hero, that kind of essence of, you know, I can help people. If I speak, I be an example for other people, they can do the same. If I create something that is meaningful, I'm leaving behind a print where the people can do actually the same. I might say that I really like what Chiron is doing, what Mars is doing. So remember, the new moon right now is in Cancer, which is in the 4th house, is everything about roots, family, and you're gonna have the sun in Cancer too, so it's going to be very comfortable for you to speak about your heart and what your heart desire. Remember, the Cancer is everything about what do you need, what do you really need in time to progress in life. But having all of these planets in Capricorn, which is your opposite, is for me a big step to remind you that you need to keep working and you need to keep having in mind what you had before. And whatever you started from the beginning of this past new moon, which say you want to start a new journey, you want to start a new life, whatever you starting a new moon in Cancer with this, I think it was a lunar eclipse, I think. If you have all of this energy over there, you have to be consistent. You have to commit with yourself to carry on with the same journey. The transits are going to be the same. You're gonna have a Venus sextiling with Mars. I don't know you, but I feel a lot of couples in the air. I don't know if it's going to be summertime or something, but we still have this kind of sexy attraction, magnetic energy between people sometimes. And this is something that we have in Venus in Mars sextiling, which is going to be working really beautifully. In this part of us astrology perspective, remember that Chiron is over there to remind you the wound, but also to remind you ways to heal her. So for me, this perspective is transformational time for all of us to find our voices, to find the way to express ourselves, to be an individual, no someone to is blend with someone else, how to be an individual, and how to help to another people transform their life too. And everything is working pretty well. If you see in society how people are getting to the streets, people are like speaking their voices, it's not something that is just holding them back. It's actually something that is moving in. But having Saturn in Capricorn is coming back to what we know. It's coming back for just to come on more calm down. And if you feel quite restricted, it's absolutely normal. You're gonna be having times that you feel trapped, that you can't move. Remember that you have a lot of retrogrades right now. You have almost 6 planets in retrograde. I think Mercury is straight right now and Venus is straight, but you still have 4 planets in retrograde, which everything is about internal progress. And if it's coming back to you, that probably is, and I mean probably come back to you is the same situation, same thoughts, same things that you say, why this is happening again and again and again, is because probably you are not listening, or the procedures to do what you really wanted to do is being the same. So you are acting the same way, expecting different results, when you need to do different expectations and different actions, so then you can have different results. So Saturn is there in the long term, and as I mean, is one of the slowest planets, is because need to understand the lesson. If this is Capricorn, it's his ruler, so it's going to be very, very, very comfortable. All right, so thank you so much for joining me in this quick astrology perspective. Remember, the Chiron is over there to tell you that just find your voice for this during these 7 years. Don't think about is everything about pain, or is not gonna be healing or anything. Chiron is an amazing, powerful energy, which you can dig it in deep to find out what is actually not working. And Aries is very self-focused in the first house. Everything about individual self-expression and everything about the structure of who you are. So I do think is a pretty amazing times to become our own heroes and the heroes of our own society, because we will lead by example. Anyway, so thank you so much. I will do like a little tarot reading in the next video, and see you in a bit. Thank you. Hello, and welcome back to Mark After Me. That is going to be the tarot perspective after this beautiful astrology perspective. I know it's more shorter than normal, but most of the information you are going to find it in the full moon in Capricorn and the new moon in Cancer from my last 2 videos. You will find all the transit in the description for each one. The planets are moving quite slower, and I might say that it's not normal that we're gonna have another new moon in Cancer, because normally they go chronologically. That was a hard work. Would be the new moon in Leo, but right now we come back to the new moon in Cancer, which for me say a lot about coming back with what we know, coming back for our roots, coming back for our home, what we feel more rest. And I do believe that at the end of this long journey, whatever we choose, we have to be focused about it, and we have to not give up. But on the same time, we need to understand that we are human beings, and at some point we need to have a rest, and we need to take a break, emotionally, physically, and socially as well. We need to like disconnect ourselves for so many ways. But anyway, in this tarot reading, as usual, I will pick it up 3 cards. That will be the past, the present, and the future of what with this date is going to talk about, what we need to know, what we need to understand about it. And I just picked up the first card, and I'm laughing because in the astrology perspective, I was speaking about Aries, and I was speaking about Chiron in Aries, Mars in Aries, with so many conflicting energy that we're gonna have with him, but how much he is going to tell us, and he's going to teach us to become more warriors, more soldiers, more stronger, but also become the own hero of our own history. And check this out, that come out, that is, I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be over here. You will see that is my beautiful Aries. It's the Emperor. And it's funny because comes in the past, which comes like yes, we have the influence right now, the Mars in Aries, which is gonna tell us you need to move, you need to do the progress, you have to start the journey, you need to move. And it's not rushing us, it's actually teaching us, as I mentioned before, to find out our voices, to find out who is the way that we express ourselves, how we articulate our communication with another people, how assertive we are, how everything, who we really are. And our own example will come out to tell us different stories, but on the same time will be a really good example for another people to follow, for the rest of the people to actually push themselves to pursue what they really wanted. Remember that we have still Jupiter with the conjunction with Pluto, if I'm not wrong, and these two together, I'm telling you, they don't have limits, and they are going to fight for the dreams, and Aries is there to fuel it. And having the Emperor now in the past makes me laugh, because it's proper what I was commenting in astrology, just in case you missed that. I'm just gonna take the present moment right now, but I'm feeling as well that Mars in Aries is really going to influence to come back to our own bravery and find out that we are strong enough, that sometimes we lose that feel of strength, that we know that we are weak, the sad and the constant full of emotions that we don't understand, that we get really frustrated. So Mars is most of the time say, don't get distracted, go for the gold, go for the goal, like go straight forward. And you have the Nine of Cups in the present, which for me say a lot about celebration. And you are already like celebrating every single time that you can, and not even celebrate it. I do think that you are proud of yourself for the journey that you have been doing right now. This journey is not easy. If you are more like changing your life in this moment, in this situation, in this society, and in this pandemic situation right now, you are brave enough to say, this life is not longer serve me, I need to do something. When you have the Nine of Cups, it's actually in the center of the thoughts, in the front of your mind. It's you're being gentle with yourself, and you're celebrating every single achievement, every single succeed that you're doing, every single success, every success that you are having. You are, tapping your shoulder and say, good job. And I think that this is a very well done. So all of us as a society, I think that we achieved a lot. And before we had Saturn in Capricorn, we have Saturn in Aquarius, which was a revolutionary time for express ourselves, for find our voices, for express and scream what we don't want it anymore. And once it's gonna be Mars in Aries, it's quite a reminder too. And this new moon in Cancer is saying, hey, don't forget your roots, don't forget why you are here for, don't forget why you started. And I do think that that's why you have the Nine of Cups. It's like, for now, I am not forgetting who I am, I'm not forgetting why I start this, and I don't forget why I didn't start. I don't forget anything. Like, I have it very present. Even if it's passing 3 months, 2 months, coronavirus, I know what I choose, and I go for the gold. And I do think it's your time to do it. Whoops. Let me see what is in the future. There you go. Sorry, I just fall down. You have the Nine of Wands, and I might say that is absolutely normal. The Nine of Wands is very experienced card. I hope this is focusing. It's a very experienced card. So don't think that the Nine of Wands is a bad omen. It's gonna tell you that probably you will be burned out. And that's why the new moon in Cancer is there to say, hey, do you take time for yourself? Do you feel your needs? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating properly? Are you caring about your surroundings, your environment in your house? What are you doing? So the Nine of Wands is quite like a warning card, which say, hey, what are you doing? They say, hey, and also is a collector of experiences, a collector of I earn all of this, I create all of this, but I tighten it so much because I'm in defensive mood. If you do something against me, I will literally beat you. I will literally fight you back. I will not hesitate. So this is the 9 of Wands. So it's totally up to you what you want to choose for. If you really want to keep doing the things in work, if you want to keep in task, remember that you will burn out. And the 9 of Wands is a really good reminder that you can be burnout, that you can pass up the line, and you can feel that probably everything what you did don't make sense and it's not true. It's because you didn't take the break, you didn't take the time off to slow down the pace, to focus again in the first thing that you was thinking when you change and shift your life. Because remember, Cancer are cardinal signs and Aries are cardinal signs, and which means it's like they are able and have the beautiful strength and the beautiful option to shift, to move around, to decide. No, it's the same like fixed sign where we are quite stubborn, we don't like to change so many things, but they are able to do it. So Cancer is here, you have Aries is here, both of them is telling you, do you remember why you started? And if you have to shift something or whatever, remember that you have to shift it, but you need to remember why you started. So remember that don't go harder too much. Don't go hard to yourself, because you can end up with this 9 of Wands over here. Let me see if it's focused. Yeah. 9 of Wands, and no one's like to be here for so longer, and it's in the future. Right now you are, you know, starting in the journey, you are doing the stuff. As a society we are doing very well, but remember, if you pass too much the lines, if you don't take a rest, if you don't come back for your foundation and you lose it, you're gonna be an autopilot again, and it's not something that you really wanted. You need to be conscious of your decisions, conscious about and mindful of what you really want to do and what choices you have to make. I am going to do a little shuffle in the next clip in just 1 second, if you wait for me, about what is the sentence that we do gonna have for this new moon in Cancer. We're gonna finish this tarot reading today with a little bit affirmation card to like give us a little bit of this word boost, but we need it sometimes. The power of the words are so incredible. Can be a life-changing, just because you are literally building a bridge between your body and your soul. It's everything about mantra, it's everything about words, and more that we believe it, more can exist. So yes, I do believe the power of the words. So let me just shuffle one. There you go, one is ready. So then it's going to be, I believe in the person I dream of becoming. Whoa la la. I do think that this is going to be really, really what actually we was speaking about in the tarot reading and also in the whole astrology. We need to remember why we do things, we need to remember why we started, and don't forget your foundation. So believe in the person I dream of becoming. I believe in the person I dream of becoming. You can say it again. I believe in the person I dream of becoming. And it's an amazing, amazing mantra that you can have at any time. So this will be one of the affirmation if you want to write it down in a notebook for the date of July 20th of 2020. You will see 2020, 2020. Number 22222, duality. So for some reason you have to keep connecting with your own self. Alright, this is True, this is Mark after me. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, like this video, and see you in the next video. If you want to have more content about me, just check the last videos that I'm gonna put there, in the last videos. You will see as well some of my Friday blogs, so if you want to like have different content from me. And pretty much that's it. I will link behind the new moon video and the past full moon in Capricorn, which you will see all the transit and all the information. Please let me know if that gonna resonate with you or not, and I would love to see you in the next clips. Bye bye guys, have fun, live the life, and love you.